morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, November 30th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Investigators from Brazil and the United Kingdom are now in Colombia near Medellin, checking on the air crash that occurred there yesterday when the BAE 146 with the Brazilian soccer team crashed, killing 76 people. The two black boxes have been retrieved from the site. They're apparently in perfect condition, according to authorities. Authorities are investigating the possibility of engine failure. There's a report from a flight attendant who survived that the aircraft may have run out of fuel. However, there are also reports in London newspapers saying that the pilot dumped fuel in the lead up to the impact of the crash in order to prevent a huge explosion. He's being hailed in media outlets as a hero. 3 people have now died, with 2 more others in critical condition, according to American media reports, as a result of raging wildfires in the Smoky Mountains area, the Great Smoky Mountains area of Tennessee. Some 15,000 acres have been burned to a crisp. Apparently some 200 structures, 250 buildings have also been damaged in the area. Much of this is happening around the town of Gatlinburg in Sevier County. Some fires are continuing to burn this morning. Authorities have continued to block off the town of Gatlinburg, from which about 14,000 residents were evacuated yesterday. The fires began about 10 miles south of Gatlinburg earlier this month, but had been thought to be under control until strong winds and a very severe drought in the area over the past number of months had caused the fire to basically explode in intensity. Also, there had been fires this week in Israel. The fires there were partially apparently caused by arson. Some 22 people have been arrested and charged on arson. The fires are expected to be costing about $520 million in damage. Haifa, for example, the 3rd largest city in Israel, was under considerable threat from the fires. Some 60,000 people were evacuated from Haifa at one point last week as flames began to approach the city. In response to the fire, a number of countries stepped up to help, including Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Egypt, France, Greece, Italy, Jordan, the Palestinian Authority, Russia, Turkey, and the United States. Prime Minister Netanyahu called Mohammed Abbas, the Palestinian state leader, to thank him personally for his help. There was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake in Poland, not far from the German border last night, apparently killing 4 miners in a coal mine and possibly killing 4 other miners in a copper mine. The 4 miners in the coal mine are confirmed dead. The copper miners have simply not been heard from yet. It was not a small earthquake, said the local mining authority. There were 16 people in the danger zone. Some of them were able to walk out. The copper mine is owned by KGHM, one of the world's largest producers of copper and silver. OPEC is moving closer to a deal to control production, which of course would increase the price of oil. The Saudi energy minister said that Saudi Arabia is now prepared to accept a big hit, his words, on its own production, and agreed to arch rival Iran's demands that it freeze output at pre-sanction levels. Brent crude futures have jumped about 7% in trading in New York, up to about $50 a barrel. The Saudis said that this will mean that we will take a big cut and a big hit from our current production. So we will not do it unless we make sure that there is consensus and an agreement to meet all of our principles. Iran has been very insistent that if Saudi Arabia wanted to have any sort of control of a production cut, since they were the largest producers of oil, they would have to make the biggest cuts. Apparently, the Saudis are in fact going to go ahead and do this. Heavy rain and flooding have hit Barbados as the Caribbean island celebrated 50 years of independence. British Prince Harry arrived just in time for the storm and the celebration. He said, "I've never seen rain like this, ever." Guadeloupe also reported about 83 millimeters of rain, St. Lucia reported 100 millimeters of rain. That would be 4 inches. National Emergency Organization of the countries ordered schools to remain closed and people to take precautions. The Supreme Court of India has ruled that the national anthem must be played in every movie theater before a film is shown. The judges ordered this morning that the anthem be played in all movie theaters accompanied by an image of the Indian flag. And according to the BBC, Philip Morris International, the world's largest international tobacco company, could eventually stop selling cigarettes. The company's smokeless cigarettes apparently are providing enough of an incentive economically that the CEO of the company, Andrei Kalantzopoulos, said, "I believe there will come a moment in time where we can say we have sufficient adoption of these smokeless cigarettes to start envisaging a phase-out period for cigarettes. I hope this time comes soon." Philip Morris is the maker of Marlboro cigarettes. It gets the vast majority of its sales from traditional cigarettes, which kill an estimated 6 million people annually worldwide. The company says that there are still more than 1 billion smokers globally. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back to tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.